Okay, guys, welcome back to this channel. Thank you for following. Thank you for comments. Thank you for the likes. And thank you for subscribing to the channel. If you have not subscribed, please try to subscribe. Thank you so much. We appreciate. And so today we are creating these flyers, and it's a continuation for our flyer series that we've been working on. And so today we are working on this flyer. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to home, you have open Photoshop, create new, and we're putting 736 as the width and 920 as the height, and we're choosing pixels, using portraits for orientation, and we're clicking on this add spot. The resolutions will make it 400 to be 300 list. So we're creating new, we create it, press on create. I'm going to move this to this side, and I'm going to go to file and choose place embedded, and we're going to look for a flyer, and so that we can use it as reference as we're working. So I'm going to move it to this side, and I'll press enter. Good. So now what we're going to do is we're going to first of all work on the title, which is a sacrifice of praise. Because if you're working as a designer, the first things you have to look to, especially when you're working on a flyer design, the title, the way you arrange the theme or the title of the flyer is very important, because it has to be first attractive. That's the first things you work on, and you have to make it very attractive. And the second thing you're going to be working on is the background that you put on it, how you were able to arrange it properly. And the third thing you're going to be working on is the background that you use, whether it actually allows those things you've worked on to opt out, to actually communicate to people. Because as a graphic designer, what you're doing is that you are communicating um, to people, an information. You are giving out some information. So this is like we're communicating to people, and when they see it, so it has to really uh, be eligible, and it must actually be attractive. Okay, so the first font we're using is for the sacrifice. We're using Copeland. Copeland. That's the font we're using for uh, the text sacrifice. And we're gonna type press Alt and C to bring it down. And we're gonna type praise. And the font we're using for the fame, for the praise, is Amoria font. Okay, you see, that's what we're using for praise. That is good. Okay, so we're gonna delete the high, and I'm gonna use this thing. So we're gonna go to our folder, and we're gonna bring the saxophone background to Photoshop, and we're gonna adjust, go to select in subject. We're gonna Ctrl J after selected selections, rather. And there's something we're gonna do. I'm gonna bring it down, but before we bring it down, we're gonna turn it to shape. We're gonna turn it to shape, So what we're going to do is go to the pen tool. Make sure that you check the pen tool to be parts and go back to a rectangle marker tool. Click on the marker tool and press down Control. Choose marker tool. Press down Control and click at the center of that saxophone layer. And we have marker tool and press right click and choose make work path and choose the size of it and click OK. Then we're going to go to the pen tool again and we're going to click on this shape and we're going to come and choose shape also. I'm going to just undo the that's not to shape. Good. So you can bring it down here, then we can delete this. And the issue we're having is before we do that, you know, this is our saxophone. Let's say like the background. Let me show you what I mean. You bring the saxophone to another layer, another. Okay, you see, if we try to go to select in subject and we Control J and we delete these so that we can see it, you can see there are some white stuff here which is not selected. So what we're going to do is we're going to use our pen tool. Let's go to pen tool and let's choose part and we're going to click on it just to just to remove those white background that remains in design. Make selection. Okay, let's delete it and also let's try to okay, good. The reason why we're doing this is because it was not properly selected before, so we're trying to just cut it off manually so that it will look nice when we're using it for our title of flyer that we're working on. So, because it doesn't look good, doesn't bring the shape out. So okay, good. So now we have it cleaned up. So what we're going to do is let's just take these one that we've cleaned up into our work. Let's delete these. It was not properly cleaned up. So what we're going to do now is we're going to just make sure we go to what we do, click on the pen tool, make sure that it is in part, then go to the marquee tool, the rectangle marquee tool, rectangular marquee tool, and press Control or Command, and you're using Mac, and press at the center of it, and come here and right click and choose Make Work Path, and put your tolerance, which is 1.0, which I'm using, and you can go back to Pen Tool, then click Shape, and you have Shape, then change this to Shape, so you can edit the shape. So I'm going to undo this stroke. So you can see I have my shape, so I can now delete this. So I can easily change the color. If I click on the rectangle, whatever, I can change it to red, to black. It has turned to shape. See, that's how you change your background to shape. So I'm just going to bring it down. I'm going to reduce it and bring it down. Okay, I think it is okay. So, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to change this sacrifice. I'm going to go to layer, FX, and choose gradient overlay. And the gradient that I use is, orange, and I add black in the middle and red at the end. So that's how you do it. Okay. And here also you go to FX and choose gradient overlay again. And that's how you have it. And I've not changed. If I want to change these saxophones also, I can change it by going to gradient overlay, and because it's already shaped, it will change, but I don't want to change it because I want it to flow with the middle dark. The black is in the middle of all of them, so it's just the black is right down, and it affects this saxophone also. So that is it. So what I'm gonna do is get my rectangle, so I mean ellipse tool, and create um, something like this. Great. So I'm gonna just take my text tool and type of oh that's my text tool, and I'm gonna type something like of. The font that we're using is Amoria. Oh, let's change the color to white. Let's try to use Copeland and see what we have. Oh, okay, let's leave it to tomorrow. I'm just thinking of what kind of font has something like a star in the middle. I'm gonna check it. Ooh, ooh, thank you. Oh, that's my key. So I wanna go here and check the font that we use. It's Amora. Why isn't it giving me a star in the center? In the font that we use here is also Amora, but there's no star in it. Let's keep going, guys. Let's keep going. And so what we're gonna do now is we're gonna use, let's just put a text there. Just put a text. Right here, let's change it to black. We use area. We're not using Amoria. We use area. Okay. So using area, a grade, and 20. We're changing them it to bold, and we're typing location. The title, the time rather. So, what is the title? Okay, now we're gonna have to work on these people. Good. Let's bring down the first. Bring it down and reduce it. By the way, I don't know this first, but for the purpose of this tutorial, we're just using the face or the faces of the people just forward it. So here with us, we're gonna have to do that again. Yes. Control J and delete. Bring it up. Gonna reduce it. Good. So we're gonna go again and bring this lady here. So let's Control J again. Let's select subject. Control J. Let's delete this. Bring it down here. Let's reduce it. Let's rotate. Transform. Clicks. Horizontal. Move it down at the back. Oh, yeah. Good. And we're gonna go again to a 4, 5, and bring this man. Bring it down. Let's reduce it. Select subject. Control J. Delete this. Bring it at the back. Okay. I'm gonna reduce it. Right. And see now we have it all arranged. So we're gonna do it. Now it's not really possible to use camera reducer on a tutorial thing. We'll just use that. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna go to filter, camera filter on the first one. Just lighten it up a little. Okay, we're going to use right. So the next thing is we're using a eraser tool just to erase some out of it. And okay. So the next thing we're gonna do is now we're gonna work on our background. Well, let's be done with all the text. So we're using this for the church logo this time. Just gonna reduce it, and because what we're working on is not real, it's fictions. We're just using it for learning. And so just gonna create a logo for them. So draw a circle. So we're creating a logo. And we match the two of them. And that's it. We have a logo. We're gonna take our text to and type institution expand it. Okay. And we're gonna write the name. So then Nick. Let's type the name. So bring it on top. Right. Show. Okay. So I'm gonna bring it here. So, and I'm gonna borrow it down here. I there. See. Yeah. And I, you know, just okay. So let's just adjust them a little bit. Okay. Okay. So now what we're gonna do is we need the background now. and some effect. So we're gonna go to our folder and first of all bring it down. Make sure that we bring it down. So bring it down. So what we're going to do now is just adjust it. Adjust it a little. Press enter. And the next thing we're gonna work on is bring um this music background again. Okay, so we're gonna bring it down. But we're going to reduce and up. So we're going to use eraser to just erase some of it. You can see we're getting there, but we want to make it blue. So first of all, we're gonna just turn it to luminosity. Erase the edge properly. Luminosity, let it be luminosity. And the next thing is we're gonna bring the blue, so the blue will be able to stay upon it. Yeah. So the blue will stay upon it. Okay, good. We're gonna reduce it a little bit. And we're gonna change the field to something like 50. And the opacity is something like also maybe 70. And we're gonna grab that and erase this down part. You see, we're getting there. The next thing we're gonna bring in is the pillar. And the pillar, press enter and reduce it. We're gonna go to select subject and Control J to delete the AI. Just bring it here up. Good. We're gonna bring it down. And we're gonna go to air mode and change it to luminosity. That's to blend with our done. So we're gonna just erase the second one. I'm sorry, erase that will blend with the word. Good. And we reduce the opacity a little. Okay. The last thing is we're gonna bring the ring, the line is glow light. We're going to reduce it. Okay. First of all, I'm gonna work on it. Result to erase some age of it. Good. So now I'm gonna go to here and change it to light. Right. Let's use first. Let's arrange it with ease. Okay. And we're using a result to erase this place. Good. What's that? And we're gonna duplicate it again and change it to something like screen. Okay, let's bring the screen down. Let's try to reduce it. Okay, so this means that we're gonna bring it up so it will be feasible, right? And the last thing is we're gonna use this golden lens there. Bring it in, press enter, and we're gonna change it to um, light screen and reduce it in just here. Okay. I think we are done with this tutorial. You can see we get it was exactly the way somehow almost like it. Thank you for staying to this channel. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for comments. Please, thank you for the likes. Please try to subscribe if you've not subscribed, please. And also try to follow us more. And because we're gonna be having new designs, and by the time we're done with this series, we'll be moving to another series until we actually consume so many, you know, kind of designs. I'm not sure yet whether we're gonna be moving to branding or we're gonna be moving to illustration. So we're gonna be using another software to learn, like InDesign or something. But by the time we finish this series, we'll know and where we'll be moving to. Thank you for staying tuned. Thank you for this tutorial. See you in the next tutorial.